Our chess tree starts from white's first move up to white's third move, a3. Now from here, we will examine the various branches or lines extending from white's last move. Also, throughout the game, you will notice graphical triangles, which have been color-coded, pop up after certain moves. They are used to help you detect which direction your opponent's attack is coming from. Now, you see the first triangle, highlighted green. The idea behind this move, the last move that black just made, the purpose is to get the A file open so the rook can have access down that file. Our second triangle. Black is ready to set up for an aggressive push in the center. Rook e8 will be followed by an advance of the d pawn. Black's push to d4 plans to loosen up the dark squares in white's camp, and this will make the dark square bishop on g7 even more powerful. The title of this video is the Vicious Orangutan, so that means that white has to fight fire with fire. The knight on b5 attacks a7, c7, d6, e5, same time keeping an eye on a3. X-raying the pawn on f7. Okay, another triangle. This indicates black's intentions to bring a piece to g4, whether it's a bishop or a knight. Another powerful push for black at the right time would be the e-pawn to e4. This indicates black's intentions to bring a piece to g4 and attack the e3 pawn. The e3 pawn is already weak. The only defender of that pawn is the rook on f3. Other ideas include bringing the bishop to d7, where it will attack the knight on b5 and remove that knight. White must fight fire with fire. The dark squares have been weakened around white's camp. The h6 to c1 diagonal, the a5 to e1 diagonal, and the queen is beaming right down the d file. Square both the knights, including the bishop on b2. Now the purpose of this move is to be able to bring the knight to e3. And the way that will happen is after white captures the knight on d4 and black recaptures with a pawn, the knight will be able to move to e3, anchored by the pawn on d4. Another idea for black is to bring the queen to g5. And if the queen were to go to g5 now, then both the knight and the queen would be threatening checkmate on g2. Queen e3 attacks c5. The queen on e7 defends it. White would love to be able to go to c7 in order to fork the two rooks. However, the queen is guarding that diagonal. So what does white do? Remove the defender, and at the same time, the battery on the f file, rook f1 and queen f4, attacks f7. So black is obliged to trade queens. The threat is knight c7. This is still the c4, knight f6, b4, e5, a3 branch. The last stem was c5, c7 to c5. This time it's d7 to d5. Black's going to play knight c6. In concert with the bishop on d6, both aim at the king side. So that means that the attack is going to be coming around this area. We're going to come to a stopping point, and once we reach the end of the line, I want you to remember the position. Okay, now remember this position. Now in this line, instead of playing e4, white chooses to play bishop b2. Once again, we come to a stopping point. Remember this position. This position is the result of white choosing to play e4. This position is the result of allowing black to play e4. These middle game positions are the result of white's move choices.